This recording is a period of sitting meditation. Practicing sitting meditation is an opportunity to pause during our fast-paced, busy lives and experience simply being ourselves. As we allow ourselves to settle into physical stillness, focusing on the breath, the mind often will settle down also. This practice may lead to new clarity and give us the strength and calm we need when life is difficult. It is also a way to strengthen our ability to be more in the present moment. The first thing that usually happens when we sit still and ask the mind to just focus on the breath is that very soon we find the mind wandering off to all kinds of other things. What we should have done before, what we're going to do as soon as this is over, etc. We see how busy our mind is and how much it pulls us out of the present moment. Thinking is a very natural process, not to be struggled with or controlled during meditation. Instead, we simply notice that it is happening and gently bring our attention back to the breath or the body. Please don't worry about your thinking or criticize yourself for its occurrence. The breath and the body are always there for us, and they are quick gateways into the present moment. So every time we practice coming back from our thoughts, we are strengthening our ability to be more in the here and now. Practicing this on a regular basis can help you in your life when your mind is racing ahead or worrying. Being more aware in the present moment increases our sense of joy in living and the richness of being ourselves. We do this practice to cultivate mindfulness, not to necessarily be a good meditator. So for the sake of this practice, letting go of any temptation to do things right, and simply letting yourself practice being present for the moments as they are unfolding. So notice any expectation you may be bringing into this, and see if you can set them to one side and let whatever arises for this meditation period to be exactly okay as it is right now. Begin by sitting in an erect and dignified posture on a cushion or a chair during a time and in a place where you will not be interrupted if possible. If you think you're likely to fall asleep, you might like to keep your eyes open with a soft focus about 45 degrees in front of you. Finding a posture that is both comfortable and alert. And now allowing the attention to rest on the body sitting here in this moment. Feeling all the parts of your body that are making contact with the chair or cushion. Tuning into the sensations in your feet and your hands. Allowing the body to become still. And now bringing the awareness to the fact that you are breathing. By noting the place where the breath enters your body, the nose or mouth, and where it leaves the body. Quite literally feeling the rush of air past the nostrils on the in-breath and the out-breath for a few breaths. Something you may notice is that the air on the in-breath is a little cooler than the air on the out-breath. feeling the breath in and out. And if you notice that your attention is not on the breath, but is planning or remembering, without giving yourself a hard time, gently escort the attention back to the breath, entering your body and leaving your body. And now let's expand the attention to feel the movement our bodies make when we breathe in the area of the chest and ribs. Perhaps you'll notice feeling the natural rise and expansion of the chest and ribs on the in-breath, and the way they fall back towards the spine on the out-breath. Not thinking about the breath or controlling the breath, simply feeling the way our bodies move when we breathe in and when we breathe out. Anytime the mind wanders, we can now bring it back to the feeling of the breath moving in our own bodies right now. And now noticing there may be also some movement in the belly as we breathe. Perhaps feeling a gentle rise and expansion of the abdominal wall on the in-breath, and then a natural falling back on the out-breath. Letting the attention rest gently on the rise and fall of the belly as we breathe, moment by moment and breath by breath, riding the waves of the breath. Noticing thoughts arising, a completely natural function of the mind, and perhaps noticing thinking, and then returning the attention to the feeling of the movement of the body with the breath. Being present as much as possible with each moment and each breath. And now for the next few breaths, choosing where you feel the breath most vividly or most comfortably and focusing there. So either the nostrils or the chest or the belly. Giving full attention to each inhalation and each exhalation. Noticing the length of the in-breath and the length of the out-breath. Bringing an open curiosity about your own breath and your own body right now. Where is your mind now? From time to time, simply noticing that planning is occurring, or you're finishing a conversation, and then with a kind, non-judgmental, but clear and firm intention, bringing the attention back to the breath. We're using the breath as an anchor to the present moment. Often when the mind moves, we move into reactivity, reacting to our own thoughts, or being grabbed by a worry. Coming back to the breath, moving in the body, can help us be aware of and slow this process, allowing us to tune into a state of relaxed awareness and balance. Now, as you continue sitting here, you may also notice sensations in the body. What does the body feel like right now? Tuning into your body as a whole, sitting here breathing. Perhaps there's some discomfort or a particularly strong sensation. Often when we feel a sensation, especially an intense one, we want to do something about it. Sitting in meditation gives us an opportunity to be with these sensations in a different way, seeing sensations come up moment by moment, and noticing that sometimes without doing anything, they change. See if that's true for you. Feeling sensations in the body, staying present as sensations arise and as they fade. Everything that arises is part of the practice, can be included in our non-judgmental awareness. The body may be unfamiliar with this kind of alert stillness and want to move. If this is true for you, you may, of course, move. Or you may want to practice doing it with conscious choice, perhaps even taking a few breaths before you move. You may also choose not to move and simply practice being with things as they are right now and seeing what happens when we don't react to a sensation. We can bring an open curiosity to the sensation and breathe into it and with it. Seeing if it is possible to accept things as they are right now and to accept ourselves as we are right now. If there is a particularly strong sensation, noting its qualities: burning, tingling, aching, as well as the size of it, the location. Breathing with it and seeing if it changes. Knowing you may always return to the breath. And now as you sit here, allowing the attention to shift slightly and include the sense of hearing. So bringing the attention to the ears and the phenomenon of hearing itself. What are the sounds in the environment right now? seeing how sound waves naturally arrive at your ears and are received by your brain as what we call sound. Not so much judging or categorizing sounds or pushing them away, just listening to sounds and the silence between the sounds. Sounds that are near, maybe even within our own body, and sounds that are farther away. So now when thoughts occur, which they naturally will, we bring the attention back to hearing sounds. It doesn't matter how many times the mind wanders off or where it goes, as long as we notice that it has wandered, and without criticism, gently return the attention to hearing, another way of connecting to this present moment, just as it is right now. Sitting in stillness with sounds and with silence. Being with ourselves and our lives in this moment, in this way. And now let's expand the awareness again. We began with the breath, and then shifted to and included the body as a whole and sensations in the body. And then shifting to sounds and the sense of hearing. Seeing the mind's capacity to concentrate deeply and to be flexible as is needed in our lives. At this time, we'll focus the attention on thinking itself. So rather than seeing thoughts as an interruption in awareness, or following a particular train of thoughts, getting involved in the content or story of a thought, we see if we can view a thought as an observable event. Witnessing them come and go as they will. Whatever they are. Thoughts about food, thoughts about sleep, thoughts about thoughts. Dwelling in the present moment, observing the mind's activity. Seeing thoughts like clouds moving in this vast sky of your awareness. Thoughts coming and going. not following the story, but simply seeing one thought. If you do find yourself drawn into a thought or reacting to one, noticing that, and then returning to observing them moving through your awareness. And now for the remaining time, letting go of all objects of attention, breathing, sensations in the body, hearing, thoughts. Letting everything be and pass through the field of your awareness. Simply being and experiencing things as they are in this moment. Seeing yourself as you are in this moment, complete, human, whole. As this session comes to a close, acknowledge that you have spent this time nourishing yourself intentionally and giving yourself the gift of doing this practice on a regular basis will allow the benefits of it to show up in all areas of your life where it will always be there for you when you need it.